Hi. So I was just contemplating over what we lose when we engage with chaos. So has there ever been a time when someone has come at you with chaos? You didn't create it. You're not wanting to add to it. You're not interested in it. It's not something you want to engage in. But this person is coming at you with that chaos, and they want to pull you in. They want you to tango with them. And it takes two to tango, as we know. But it's really important to consider, what is the cost of engaging in that dance, of becoming a part of that tornado, of going along with the chaos. It is a completely normal, natural, human response to someone else's emotion to mirror it. That is something that we adapted as a behavior so that we could survive. When we were walking from one part of the world to another and meeting new people who had different cultures, different religions, different beliefs, different habits, we needed to be able to mirror them, because if we didn't, we might be murdered. So it's really important to be able to mirror people. And you'll feel, if you go into a social situation, or even just with a friend or a family member, and you say, I want to try this thing where you show me an emotion that you're genuinely feeling, and I don't mirror it. I don't reflect it back to you. And I want to see what that feels like. And you will likely recognize that in a vulnerable situation where someone is, for instance, coming to you sad, if you don't mirror enough of that in your facial expression to show some empathy, that will feel bad to the person, and that will affect negatively your interpersonal relationship, or at least that particular encounter. It's going to not feel right. That's in a situation where someone is bringing you a genuine feeling and you basically disengage from them as a human, and that feels wrong, right? Now imagine or recall a time when someone came to you with ill intentions and they wanted to just bring you into their chaos. So they've come to you and they're like, oh, well, no wonder our kid doesn't have their backpack that you gave them, that you know that they walked up to the other parent with. Let's say it's co-parenting. No wonder they don't have them. You're such a slob. Are you ever going to get your act together? So you were fine and dandy before that happened, because you're like, I got the kid the backpack for school. Everything's great. I'm doing a great job. And then all of a sudden, someone tells you something that you know is not true, and they do it in a really unnecessarily aggressive way. And so you're just sitting there like, what am I going to do? Like, I came to this fight unprepared. I didn't know there was going to be a fight because I didn't provoke a fight. But the thing is, that's when you really need to stay centered into who you are and to your truth, and not engage. Don't tango. They probably know the backpack was with the child. Or if they don't care. They want to fight. For whatever reason, they are very committed to misunderstanding you. And that's okay. That's their choice. But you have a choice too. You can choose to stay true to where you are emotionally, to your level of regulation of yourself. You can choose not to attempt to regulate someone else, because you really can't. With children, we do need to provide them, examples and try to help give them skills for regulation. And it's wonderful if we can model regulation for other adults, but it is not our job to show up and provide that regulation to another adult. That is taking their autonomy, their personhood. That's really not the goal of interpersonal relating, or even of things like coaching, right? So it's important when we're in those moments of chaos that we recognize the difference between self and not self. We recognize the difference between our emotions, our internal state, and the external world. And we stay true to what we want in that moment. At first, this is really hard. This can take if you are habitually a person who has been expected to, or expected yourself to mirror, to meet people where they were, to fix and solve everything because that was your role growing up, or in your relationship, or at your place of work, where you live, what have you, it is really, really challenging. But the thing is, what in life that was really, really, really worth it wasn't really challenging? So when you realize, like, goodness, this is really challenging. I have to work really hard at this. I have to be really intentional and aware. One, we're on to something. We know this is really important. But two, once you start to make headway in it and you start to feel differently after you have been basically arm to arm with a tornado, arm to arm with a packaged conflict that's trying to get you to take it, and you don't take it, and you maintain your current state, you don't allow someone else's weather to affect your own, then you realize what all that hard work was for. Because that hard work has given you a gift of peace that cannot be bought, must be earned, and will be appreciated and celebrated by you. And once you have that peace, you just wish for everyone else that they could have it, but you can't gift it to them. You can be an example of peace because, again, coming back to the beginning, we know people mirror. And so you never know in what social situation you will be being watched, and someone will see you handle it with grace and with poise, maintain your sense of self, and think to themselves, that's possible? I didn't even know that was possible to do that. I didn't know I had a choice. I thought I had to go along to get along. And so that's the way that we can, once we get into this state, try to gift it to others. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope this is helpful. I'd love to see your comments about breakthroughs that you've had in this context. I so appreciate you. Stay safe. Take care. Bye.